That's how things look outside TD Station tonight. Inside, it is Pink in the Rink night as we recognize those who are battling breast cancer as the Charlottetown Islanders are in town to take on Jeremy Poirier and the St. John Sea Dogs. Poirier trying to establish himself as a first-round draft pick in next June's NHL entry draft. His play so far this season has certainly helped in that regard. Josh Lawrence, 3 points last night for the New Brunswick native in the overtime loss to these Islanders in the birthplace of Confederation, and a former Sea Dog, Kevin Gersoy, back to haunt his former teammates last night. 6 points in the 7-6 overtime victory for the Islanders over these Sea Dogs, but that was 24 hours ago, and the Sea Dogs trying to put that in the rearview mirror. With Bruce Smith, I'm Aaron Kennedy. Glad to have you with us for Pink in the Rink night on Rogers TV. 7-6 Fire Wagon hockey last night, pond hockey perhaps. We suspect things will be slowed down a little bit tonight with the veteran goaltenders back in, Matthew Welsh and Zachary Boutier.
Well, certainly Matthew Welsh leading the Quebec League in goaltending. We anticipate not a 7-6 hockey game, but these days, Aaron, we never know what to expect. We certainly have seen the Sea Dogs produce goals. They have racked it up pretty well, but they've also had a real problem at their own end of the rink as well, and they've given up an awful lot of goals as well. We'll see what happens here tonight. And
talking about those veteran goaltenders in Welsh and Boutier, at the other side of the coin, it's the youngsters, the new kids on the block, not Donnie Wahlberg and his teammates and friends from Dorchester, Massachusetts, but some new young players that are in the lineup for St. John and performing well.
Yeah, for sure. Dawson Stairs, of course, has come in, played a few games last season, but has been a force and a presence. Of course, Joshua Waugh, the number one pick from the Quebec draft, has put his mark on the team, and then Jonas Lamas, the young Finnish defenseman, looking awfully comfortable. Each and every game you can see he's making the adjustment to the North American game.
Islanders and the Sea Dogs meeting for the third time this season. First meeting here at TD Station. Opening face-off is coming up. First, though, to ice level for Pink in the Rink night.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, breasts ahoy is a training boat team comprised of breast cancer survivors, both men and women, and supporters from St. John and the surrounding area. The team has been in existence since 2003 and acts as a support group for breast cancer survivors while also keeping them active. They travel together to promote fitness, health, and having fun. The team travels to community festivals both near and far, including the International Breast Cancer Advocate Commission Festival in Florence, Italy in July 2018, and they have many exciting events on the horizon. Representing the team for the official puck drop tonight are the two youngest breast cancer survivors on the team. At 33, Adam is a 2-year survivor who discovered breast cancer this past summer. Adam, with other survivors, has helped him with both his physical and mental recovery. Adam hopes to bring awareness to the fact that men also get breast cancer and wants more men to get involved with the breast cancer community. At 37, Aaron is now a 3.5-year survivor and has been with Breast Ahoy team for 3 years. She has battled in a number of local festivals as well as the international event in 2018. She hopes to encourage more young survivors and supporters to join those challenging support and support the team. Please welcome to us, Adam Kimberly and Aaron Hamilton. We now ask the boat captains, please come to center ice for the ceremonial puck drop. of Board would like to thank all the support received from sponsors and the community, especially the St. John Sea Dogs organization and you, their fans. Together, we will find a cure. We now ask that you please remain standing, remove your hats, and join leading Seaman David Ford and Paul Musson in the singing of our national anthem.
Hello, St. John. Bonsoir, mes amis. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Messieurs, dames, s'il vous plaît, veuillez vous joindre à moi pour chanter.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, to paid with love in all of us command, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
A moving ceremony for Pink in the Rink night, even a pink puck on hand for the ceremonial face-off tonight as we get set for the Isles and the Dogs at TD Station. Good evening and welcome to Rogers TV and our continuing coverage of the QMJHL. Along with Bruce Smith, I'm Aaron Kennedy. The Boston Pizza starting goaltenders tonight: Matthew Welsh, 5-1-2 with a stingy 1.86 goals against average and an equally impressive 9.28 save percentage. He is a 20-year-old goaltender, as is Zach Boutier, who gets the start in goal tonight for St. John. He is 4-4-0 with a 4.46 goals against average and a 888 save percentage. Those numbers belie his performance. He has played well with a young team in front of him, and his numbers are not where he'd want them to be, and looking to bounce back here tonight after these teams engaged in a wild one last night. In the old days, we'd call it a shootout, but that would be a misnomer now because we have goofy shootouts, so it's a little bit confusing, but it was back and forth, end-to-end pond hockey in Charlottetown last night. The Islanders prevailing 7-6 in overtime. They led that game 5-2 at one point. The Dogs roared back in the third to salvage a single point. Matt Gould and William Villeneuve, Josh Lawrence, Joshua Roy, and Jeremy Poirier, the fivesome out there to start for St. John, and it's Villeneuve with the puck inside his own zone, and he fires it up on the left wing, and racing down and taking that shot from the left side was Joshua Roy, and the initial stop is made by Matthew Welsh.
Well, you're mentioning, Aaron, the shootouts or the number of goals being scored, 7-6. We're seeing it 6-5, lots of goals. If there's ever going to be a 2-1 hockey game here at TD Station, this would be the night with two 20-year goaltenders, very experienced and very solid for both teams.
The Islanders scored more goals last night than the Denver Broncos scored points in the Thursday night football game. They scored a touchdown and went for two and missed it, so they only had 6 points in a loss to Kansas City on Thursday evening. Here's the puck back in the Charlottetown zone. The Dogs in there after it and racing in there to try and create some havoc was Matt Gould as the Islanders try to bring it the other way. We are just underway on this Saturday night at TD Station. And here comes Drew Johnston, the local product. He got taken down as he gained the St. John blue line, and the Dogs get it back out to center. The Islanders have it once again. Oscar Plandowski dishes off. Moving ahead is Nikita Alexandrov. He's a St. Louis Blues draft pick. St. Louis scout Blair Nicholson in the building tonight wearing his new Stanley Cup ring, freshly placed on his finger last week at the Bell Center in Montreal. Blues were in town. Blues and Canadians played a game this afternoon. Interesting that they played back-to-back within a week, and now those teams, because they're in opposite conferences, don't meet again. unless perhaps they were to meet in the Stanley Cup final. That would be welcome news to Canadian supporters. Charlie DeRoche from deep in his own zone pushes the puck ahead. Racing after it is Julian Vandervoort. He gets it down into the Charlottetown zone, and the Islanders start back. That was Nick Deacon-Poot rather than a Vandervoort, as we get used to the pink in the rink jerseys. A different look for all of us here tonight. And the Sea Dogs will be literally giving those jerseys off of their backs to some lucky fans after the game here this evening. 2 minutes gone, opening period, no score. The Sea Dogs have the only shot on net. There's a long dump in, bounces off the inboards, and it's picked up in front by Lamus. He swings it to the far side, kept alive by Noah Lowen. In behind the net, Gaetan Jobin sends it back to the line. William Trudeau sends it across. Lowen is tied up there by Brady Burns. Puck ends up in the corner. Coming in there to tie up his man is the Sea Dog defender, and that's Burns, who's able to emerge with the puck. And it's sent in deep by Ben Badalamenti. Nick Gay, the captain, in there behind the net. He centers a chance there for Burns, who had the shootout winner in Bathurst on Thursday night. He had an opportunity there looking for his 7th goal of the season. Of course, those shootout winners don't count in that regard, so technically, unofficially, he scored 7 goals this year. Here's Musico back in his own zone. He feeds the puck over, fired ahead, and it ends up all the way down inside Charlottetown territory. Poirier pinching in deeply, confidently. Alex Drover on the right side, battling there with Liam Payton. And the Islanders come up with the puck. Here's the St. Marie de Kent native Lucas Cormier. Out to center, the Islanders gain the St. John line, but they lose the puck. Poirier has it, and he'll start back. He's not afraid to get involved offensively, and they get the puck deep into Charlottetown territory. Cormier is back. Ian Poirier will play for the QMJHL in the Canada-Russia series next month here in St. John and in Moncton. Cormier and Poirier both played in the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge last year. Cormier was teammates with William Villeneuve on Team Canada Red. This year's tournament comes up next month in Medicine Hat and Swift Current, and Joshua Roy will be there as the Sea Dogs representation at this year's World Under-17 Championship. There's Spatafor, works it on the left side, and the Dogs get it all the way in. First 4 minutes of this game, and not a whole heck of a lot has actually happened thus far. Tepid start. The Sea Dogs playing their 3rd game in as many nights as that puck comes right through the goal mouth as Xavier Bernard sent it dangerously inside his own zone. Beauregard sends it in. Boutier is out behind the net. Johnston is in there in the corner. Johnston picks up that puck once again. Now Waugh has it. He'll move it in behind the net. Racing after it is DeRoche. They battle for it in the corner. 4.5 minutes gone. There's been just 1 shot on goal, as the puck is within a gaggle of feet. Finally, it is freed up. Potential icing here, but here's Lawrence racing in. He's going to not only negate the potential icing, but he's going to force Welsh to smother it, and the Dogs will get a face-off deep in Charlottetown territory.
Well, the game starts with a good tempo, Aaron, but as you point out, 1 shot on the clock, so not a whole lot happening, as you mentioned, and yet both teams look like they are up for this one. Certainly very much fresh off last night in Charlottetown, and they battled each other very hard, and expecting the same sort of scenario here this evening as the 2 Maritime Division opponents go head-to-head. 13
goals last night. We've played 5 minutes, and we've had 2 now officially shots on goal, as that long dump in from about 145 feet was classified as a shot. Dogs get it out to center, and they'll try to work it down deep into the Charlottetown zone. Welsh leaves it at the side of the goal. Anthony Hamel has it there. He got spun around. James White is in there battling for it for St. John. So too is Deacon-Poot. Deacon-Poot tied up by Hamel, and then gave him a little whack in the back of the leg right in front of the referee, Maurice LeBlanc, and that will be a slashing penalty against Deacon-Poot. Somewhat selfish play, and he's really giving it to LeBlanc as he makes his way over, but it's just a minor penalty and the Charlottetown power play.
Not a penalty that Josh Dixon would like to see, and obviously Deacon-Poot not happy with the call, but takes place directly in front of the officials. So the Islanders, 6th best power play in the league, up against the Sea Dogs' 15th ranked penalty kill, which they have diminished over some time. At one point they were top 5, but their penalty kill has started to drift on them.
Cormier from deep in his own zone advances it through center and into the St. John territory. He'll backhand it in behind the net. Brett Budgell's in there after it. The Dogs with a chance to clear. They can as Gersoy, with his 6-point performance last night, is able to keep it in. And now it deflects off a Sea Dog stick and into the seats about 8 rows deep. Seems like everybody's okay, and the Islanders will get another face-off in the offensive zone.
You mentioned pink in the rink, Aaron, and I wonder at times when people are at home watching the game going, is there something wrong with the color setting on my TV? It is pink arms for the Sea Dogs, the special jerseys put together for this occasion. So they have a bit of a different look to them here tonight.
Do not adjust your tint, as it were. Here's Gersoy moving in. His shot right on. And Boutier makes the save. That's the first shot he's faced tonight, and it was a good one off the stick of Kevin Gersoy, who always seems to have a burr in his saddle when he takes on his former team.
Yeah, he certainly has had an extra step when he faces his old teammates, and there's Gersoy stick handling into pretty good shooting territory. As you called, 3 goals, 3 assists last night, so he really took it to his former teammates. There, Boutier controls and makes a nice stop.
A minute gone, a minute to go in the Charlottetown power play. Alexandrov strides into St. John territory, dishes off, back to Alexandrov in front on the feed from Gersoy, and a nice chance there. There's a long shot stopped by Boutier. The puck is loose, and they score! Brett Budgell pushes it home. Boutier was saying, I had it. The referee says otherwise, and the Islanders have a power play goal and a 1-0 lead.
Well, Boutier was screened beautifully, and the puck lying in between his legs. Boutier knew it had gone into his body, but lost sight of it, and there it sits right on the, well, about 6 inches from the goal line, and it's just pushed over the line. And a power play goal for Brett Budgell. So the Islanders strike first here tonight, up 1-0. That'll be Budgell's 5th of the season. And so a power play goal for the Islanders.
Well, the Islanders strike first. The Islanders this season are 7-0-1 when scoring at least 3 goals. And they're a third of the way there with the opener here tonight. And here's Jobin moving down the left side. He tried to center it over, and it deflected off of Poirier, and Boutier had to be sharp with the paddle to knock that one aside. There's Bernard keeping the puck alive at the blue line. Hammers it into the corner. Overskating it was Thomas Casey. Now Casey gets another opportunity. The puck is swung into the near corner, and skating after it is Villeneuve, and he'll feed it in front of his own net to Poirier, who hammers it down, and that should be an icing, and is. And the faceoff comes all the way back into the St. John zone. 12:39 left in the first. The Islanders have a power play goal and a 1-0 lead.
As part of Rogers TV's local campaign coverage of the federal election, registered candidates can request a 2-minute candidate message to air on their local Rogers TV channel. Registered candidates can contact the station manager via rogerstv.com.
Supporting Rogers TV Sports, Boston Pizza is more than just pizza. With over 100 items on the menu, Boston Pizza, with locations in Moncton, Fredericton, and St. John, will make you a fan.
Aaron Kennedy, Bruce Smith at TD Station on a Saturday night. The Sea Dogs opening up a 5-game homestand. It's their longest homestand of the season. It's a little bit past harvest season, but really the old saying, make hay while the sun shines, really applies, Bruce, because after this 5-game homestand, they play 6 in a row on the road and 8 of 10 overall away from TD Station.
And the road has not been kind to them, and certainly the victories, other than the overtime win Thursday night in Bathurst, the Sea Dogs have had to look to wins here at TD Station. So, as you mentioned, a long homestand for the Sea Dogs. They need to take advantage of that and rack up a few points.
Sherbrooke in here on Wednesday night. That's no picnic either. Top team in the league with a 10-1-1 record. Here comes St. John, gains the line, but then it's played away, and they'll have to regroup in neutral territory. The puck goes about 12 feet up in the air. Now it's back flat on the ice, and it's Poirier firing it ahead. Getting tripped up there was Waugh at the Charlottetown blue line. Fans thought there could and should have been a penalty there. Now racing back after it is Villeneuve. He's chased by Liam Payton, and taking charge is Poirier. He moves it off the boards to center. The pass was behind Lawrence, who gets decked by Lowen, and the Islanders have it. Gould in there on the forecheck, but starting back is Payton. Payton gets it into the zone, chips it deep. LeBlanc in there after it. Lamus gets to it first. He'll move it ahead for Gould, and here comes St. John on a 2-on-2, led by Waugh. They overskated, and the Islanders start back. Zachary Beauregard taken down in St. John territory, and the Dogs will look to clear. They do, and now carrying it back into St. John territory is Josh Lawrence. Lawrence turns away from Kieran Gallant, still has it in the St. John zone. Now Lawrence moves up the right side and plays it deep, right on net. Welsh will discard it for Hamel. 11-11 remaining in the first. 1-0 Charlottetown leads at TD Station. Back to get it behind the Charlottetown net is Cormier. He'll move it for Hamel. Hamel heads up the right side, slides it ahead to LeBlanc, who'll dump it in. Boutier is out behind the net in the trapezoid, plays it to the corner, and it's Spatafor sending it out to center. Now it's Bernard with it once again. He'll feed it ahead. Gersoy at the St. John line, taken to the boards by DeRoche. Loose puck gobbled up by Gay, can't get it out, and there's a long shot by Budgel, and that one's caught by Boutier. Budgel has the game's only goal, his fifth, a power play tally at 6:44.
Well, Josh Dixon is elected to go with 4 lines and 6 defense here this evening. In the past, he's been running 11 forwards, but here he's going with 12, and right now just don't seem to have a real rhythm to their line combinations. We'll wait and see as the game progresses. Still in the early going here in the first period.
The Sea Dogs officially have 3 shots on goal, but 2 of them were over 100-foot dump-ins that would have been icings had they gone wide of the mark. The really only legitimate scoring chance or threat whatsoever was that first shot right off the opening draw by Joshua Ottawa. Here's White. He gains the line, gets it to Deacon Pooch, shot from a sharp angle, and that one skips wide, and Karam's all the way back into the neutral zone. Backpedaling is Spatafor. Now DeRoche takes charge. He's stripped of the puck by Alexandrov. Alexandrov drops it off. Gersoy leaves it. Plandowski back for Gersoy in front, and that one is intercepted by Deacon Poot, and the Dogs start back. Dawson Stairs loses it in the neutral zone. Gersoy brings it back to the St. John line. Stairs takes charge, and he'll race down the left wing. There are no other players in blue and pink as Stairs gets it in deep. Now the Dogs have fresh legs out there. But it's the Islanders bringing it back the other way. Villeneuve stops them momentarily. It goes off of Jobin. Villeneuve is able to play it out once again. Badalamenti pushes it ahead. Gay charges after it, but Trudeau is there. He'll work it into the corner. And now starting back, the Islanders with 9:20 to go in the period. Here's Jobin. He centers it, but back there to intercept that was St. John, and the pass is played ahead by Burns. Gay deep in the right wing corner. Badalamenti looking for Burns in front. They can't get it to him, and Jobin comes up with it for the Islanders. He'll angle it off the glass. This won't have enough for an icing as Villeneuve is back to pick it up. He plays it on the left side. Burns drops it neatly for Gay. Gay's into the zone. Gay for Burns. Shot. That one's off a body into the right wing corner. Quick transition here. Drew Johnston brings it to the St. John line, but offside on the left wing is Casey, and play is stopped, and now Johnston is mixing it up with Jeremy Poirier.
Well, you mentioned quick transition, Aaron, and that was exactly what I've been thinking, considering the Islanders. They really turn and force the play on turnovers and transitions. They are so quick coming back the other way. And they are in full flight here tonight. Here's a little indication of maybe something carried over from last night. That's no harm done. No penalties, and we continue 5-on-5.
Cormier back in the Charlottetown zone, works it on the far side. And here comes Hamel down the right wing. They're just onside. Into the corner it goes. Payton plays it back. Johnston is there, the former St. John midget Vito. Now the Dogs have it. It was Drover getting spun around. Belle-Île plays it out. It was behind Vandervoort. And now Vandervoort has it on his stick momentarily, but it's taken away and brought back by Justin Gill. Gill to the St. John line. Got turned away on a neat defensive play by Musico. And now the Dogs send it ahead. Drover backhands it. Was knocked down. And now it's Lucas Cormier inside the Charlottetown zone. He puts the head fake on Josh Lawrence. Skates away from another man. Brings it into the zone. Turns it over. Dogs into the corner, but Beauregard comes up with it. Beauregard plays it back to the line. Hustling to hold in was Bernard. He'll play it over for Plandowski. Plandowski at the blue line is pestered by Gould, and Gould kicks it ahead neatly. Lawrence got tied up. Good defensive play there by LeBlanc. Would have been a 2-on-1. Now down the left wing, taking a shot that is deflected off the blocker and out of play by Welsh was Joshua Roy.
Joshua Roy looking more and more comfortable in his first games in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And you can see why he was selected number 1 overall. He has certainly been off to a good start with the Sea Dogs. And 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in 12 games. That's not too shabby.
Impressive indeed for the youngster. These rookies in this league are just 16 years old. The veteran players this year, as we've mentioned before, the 20-year-olds are 1999 born, and that's the last time we'll see anyone playing in the QMJHL who was born before the year 2000. Villeneuve behind the St. John goal with 6:53 remaining in the first period. It has been somewhat devoid of action. Shots on goal even at 4 apiece. Islanders with a 1-0 lead. Alexandrov gets it into the right corner. Gersoy taps it back to the line. Lowen works it back for Alexandrov. He skates with it. He got knocked down. Gersoy comes up with it. Gersoy looking for Budgel. Villeneuve is there. He'll backhand it ahead, and White will slam it down. And icing is the call against St. John with 6:24 to go in the opening period.
Well, I guess we want to look at a sort of good news, bad news scenario. The Sea Dogs, with 6:24 left, they've only given up 4 shots on goal. Trail 1-0. So defensively, we got to say it's good news for St. John. But as you pointed out, Aaron, their 4 shots on goal not exactly threatening, with a couple of those just simply being dump-ins.
There's a long shot that caroms off of Poirier, who grimaces as he makes his way to the bench. Niles are back. They keep it alive momentarily. Now it's Deacon Poot with it. Deacon Poot sends it over. Lamus tried to move it ahead. It's Hamel back in his own zone for Cormier. Cormier moves it for Casey, who steers it in. Boutier leaves it at the side of the goal for Patrick Musico. Ben Badalamenti carries it ahead for St. John, and that is an errant pass. Icing, though, is waved off. That's a break for St. John. Plandowski's back, pressured in behind the net. Dogs have it in front for Badalamenti. It bounces towards the net, and I think perhaps the Sea Dog forward there with him, Burns, got it on the goal, and Welsh is forced to hang on. 5:38 remaining in the first period. The Islanders have a 1-0 lead at TD Station.
Program is brought brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
5:38 remaining in the opening period at TD Station. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday evening as the St. John Sea Dogs and Charlottetown Islanders play the back half of a home-and-home series. Aaron Kennedy with Bruce Smith. Islanders with a 7-6 victory last night in overtime. The Islanders are 8-1-3. They've picked up 19 of a possible 24 points thus far during this young QMJHL season.
Yeah, they lead a very tough Maritime division, and they are off to a tremendous start.
Dogs win the face-off cleanly. Here's Poirier skating in. Shot, save, Welsh, rebound, Poirier, another save, another rebound. Big scramble, back to the line. Villeneuve fakes the shot, feeds it down low. In front it comes, and Welsh makes another save, and the Islanders hammer it off the glass. And out of play, a wild scramble in front, but the Dogs can't bury the biscuit.
Boy, Matt Welsh, a 20-year-old veteran Islander goaltender. You see his composure. He faces the first shot, nice save, rebound right in front, takes the second shot, then the third one bounces around in the crease, and that was simply more good fortune than anything. But Welsh very cool and calm under pressure, and that is definitely the best opportunity the Sea Dogs have had to tie the hockey game.
They nearly doubled their shot output in a 4-second span there. 2 shots by Poirier, and then I think it was Badalamenti who had the other opportunity. There's a long drive by Spatafor. And the Islanders bring it the other way. Here's Alexandrov skating in, dishes off, Budgel's there! Can't find the handle, the puck was loose, and the goal was there for the taking. Back to Lowen. Lowen dishes off Gersoy. He got tripped, no call, wow. And the Dogs bring it back the other way. Stairs to the line. He gets taken down by Lowen with perhaps a bit of a high hit. Budjo out to center, can't find the pass that was behind him, and DeRoche moves it ahead as things have started to intensify here in the latter stages of the opening period. Gersoy can't split the defense and can't keep the puck. Spatafor has it now for St. John. He's behind the net. He'll advance it on the left side. White chips it ahead. There's Waugh striding after it into the left wing corner. He's met there by Cormier. A couple of young up-and-coming players in this league. Cormier, a sophomore. Waugh, the smooth skating rookie. Gallant in the neutral zone is met by a couple of Dogs. And Lawrence takes charge. He'll slide it over for Musico. He feeds it ahead. It goes between Waugh's legs and actually goes for an icing. And there'll be a face-off deep in St. John territory. 4:04 remaining in the first. St. John continues to trail 1-0, and some intensity after the whistle, as you might expect, with teams playing the second game in less than 24 hours.
You mentioned the flurry of activity by the Sea Dogs last night. Talk about a flurry of activity for goals. Sea Dogs in just under 4 minutes, 4 goals in the third period to tie the game and send it into overtime. So the Sea Dogs have proven they can actually score them in bunches, and they're hoping to see more of that here this evening.
Waugh coming in on his off wing. Musico in the neutral zone. Gets it to Lawrence for Waugh. Back to Lawrence, moving in, and he can't get the shot on net. A great defensive play there by Gaetan Jobin, the Switzerland native, to break that one up. Here's Casey with it. Casey moves it ahead, but Gay intercepts. He'll start back, racing down the wing. Gay, wrist shot, save, rebound was there, and Lawrence is robbed by Welsh as he had a great opportunity there on the rebound attempt after the initial shot by Nick Gay.
Well, I've talked about the quick transition of the Charlottetown Islanders. That was a quick transition by the Sea Dogs. Nicholas Gay, the captain, comes down. Good hard shot, and it was Josh Lawrence hunting for that rebound, but Matt Welsh, good strong position, keeping that puck in front of him, not panicking, and absorbs the shot into his equipment to hold for the face-off.
3.5 minutes to go in the opening period. St. John has it off the draw. Poirier backhands it into the corner. Lowen skates after it. He gets away from James White. Puck is loose along the end boards. White, Lowen battling for it. White tries to get the puck out of there. Now he's met by Alexandrov, and Lowen was there, so too was Hamel, as the Dogs are backpedaling now as the Islanders gain their line. Controlling the puck is Budgel. He'll angle it off the boards for Gersoy. Gersoy centers just out of the reach of Gill, and some good footwork by Jeremy Poirier to kick it ahead to his stick, and then he gets it down into the Islander end with 2:47 to go in the period. Skating with it now is Liam Payton. He hustles into the St. John zone, moves down the right wing, absorbs one check, shrugs off a second, gets it in behind the goal. Johnston is after it. It comes to Cormier with a huge slap shot that's gloved by Boutier.
Well, Boutier has not been very busy here in the first period. It's not too often we've been able to say that this season. That is only the 5th shot by the Islanders, and once more Boutier, just great rebound control, and he's proven to have a quality glove hand, and that is the one that when you catch a puck, there is never a rebound.
There's a big drive by the New Brunswicker, Lucas Cormier, from the left side. Boutier stopping play. LeBlanc to face it off against Lawrence. LeBlanc wins it. Gallant back to Cormier. He moves it over. Hamel's shot off a leg in front. Beauregard sends it back to Hamel. He'll move it over to Cormier. Cormier's shot broken up in front. Back to Cormier with a long rising shot that goes wide. Hamel on the far side gets it back in behind the net. LeBlanc is there. LeBlanc tries to freeze it up for Gallant. Gallant ends up with it, but now the Dogs are able to get it up. They're just onside, the Islanders are. Shot by Beauregard, save Boutier. Beauregard on his own rebound, back to Cormier. Now for Beauregard in the high slot. He'll move it for Lowen, who's just off the bench. Lowen into the corner, puts on the brakes, gets it in behind the goal. Gallant now for LeBlanc. LeBlanc tries to skate away from the Sea Dog defender. That's Desroches who's after him. He's an Island native. Now Gallant battling for it. Gallant along the left wing boards. Gallant gets it down low. LeBlanc loses it, and Desroches is there for St. John, and he'll send it down the ice. Back to get it is Cormier with 1.5 minutes to go in the period. Here come the Islanders once again. Skating in. Alexandrov goes to the net. Backhand attempt there by Cormier is stopped. Back to the line. Lowen moves it for Cormier. Cormier for Lowen. One-timer wide off the end boards, just out of the reach of Budgel. Gersoy has it. He takes a cross-check as the puck goes to the corner, and it's Poirier with it now behind the St. John goal. Poirier works it up on the left wing. It goes right back into the offensive zone. Budgel has it with 1 minute to go in the period. Islanders keep it alive. Bernard. Budgel loses it. Bernard can't keep it in this time. And here's Dawson Stairs moving down the left side. Stairs has White going to the front of the net. Stairs moves in behind the goal, maintains possession. He's held up there by Plandowski, trying desperately to get free. 38 seconds in the period. Stairs and Plandowski now on the half boards. Puck comes loose to the line. Over to Villeneuve on the right side. Villeneuve, long shot, blocked in front. Picked up by Deacon Poot. 27 seconds to go. Deacon Poot leaves it for Villeneuve. There's a drive high and wide. Budgel's back to pick it up. One last gasp here in the opening period for the Islanders, and they go offside at the blue line.
Well, good pace in the latter stages of the first period, mainly in favor of the Islanders as they were buzzing. Good one-on-one battles all over the ice in the Sea Dog defensive zone. And they weather that storm. Pretty much what I expected, Aaron, with the two 20-year-old goaltenders, veterans in Welsh and Boutier. And they have been good. They haven't been often tested, but they have made the stops they needed to make.
Which is what you would expect from a veteran goaltending tandem. That's what you want from your overage goaltenders. 3 seconds left in the period. Puck comes in front of the net. Chance for Desroches as the green light illuminates behind Matthew Welsh's back. And the Sea Dogs nearly made something out of nothing there to end the opening period, but they'll go to the dressing room trailing 1-0.
Yeah, Charlie Desroches had a real quality shot with 3 seconds left, and I saw lots of netting, but it hit Welsh and stays out. The period ends 1-0 in favor of the Islanders.
Only goal, a power play tally by Brett Budgell. His 5th of the season came at the 6:44 mark. That was after the only penalty of the period, a slash against Nick Deacon-Poot. 1-0, the Islanders lead St. John at TD Station. First intermission is coming up. You're watching the QMJHL on Rogers TV.
In Canada, there are 338 federal ridings, but on October 21st, your focus is on the local race. Get to know the candidates running to be your MP. Watch the local campaign on Rogers TV and online. And on election night, Rogers TV has comprehensive coverage of the local results. Rogers TV, your local focus on the federal election.
I took this picture of my wife when she was near death, waiting for a liver transplant. And this is her now.
Hello, I'm Lise Breckenridge. A liver transplant saved my life.
What can I say? You be the judge.
Your donation will help Canadians understand the importance of pledging to be an organ donor.
And it will help save the lives of so many more.
As it has for us.
My mother said we had to leave home. The communists were going to take my father away. If my parents were afraid, they didn't show us. But we would never forget our escape from Vietnam. We were lost.
What was your job in Vietnam?
University professor. We had no home.
Do you have any family in Canada?
No, sir. Nobody wanted us.
Welcome to Canada.
Canada chose us.
Canadians opened their borders, their homes, and their hearts to more than 100,000 refugees fleeing persecution after the Vietnam War.
We were home.
Welcome back to TD Station during our intermission on this Saturday evening as the St. John Sea Dogs are entertaining the Charlottetown Islanders. Pleased to be joined by Mike Sanderson as the Dogs and Isles meet for the second time in as many nights. A strange game last night in Charlottetown. St. John fell way behind and then came all the way back to force overtime and then lost. But how do you judge that game and sort of look at it from a St. John perspective?
Well, I think as close as it can be, despite it not being a win, I think a statement period, at least in the third for the St. John Sea Dogs, scoring 4 goals in about 4.5 minutes late in the third to tie the score. Certainly a lot of the momentum that came from that they'd like to put into this game tonight. But for a young team that has really felt the ups and downs of this season, I think a reeling team at that point to be able to put 4 goals behind. And yeah, it was against the Islanders' backup goaltender, and yeah, there are a couple of ways you can look at it, but for the Sea Dogs, I think it was a dam that needed to break for them. And even though they didn't get necessarily the second point, they did get 1 point. They were able to salvage a point out of the trip of the island, and I think lots to gain to come into this afternoon or tonight's action.
Do you think there's a certain level of frustration making that drive back across the Confederation Bridge last night, thinking we scored 6, that should be enough to win?
Well, I think that's been the story all year long. The Sea Dogs have been, the 4th or 5th best scoring team in the league. Certainly scoring hasn't been an issue for the St. John Sea Dogs. They've been able to put pucks past opposing goaltenders. The biggest trouble has been keeping pucks out of their net, and for the first 40 minutes they struggle with that, and even into the third period a little bit. You look at the offense, certainly that hasn't been the problem. They've been able to click offensively. I think the frustration comes from if only they would have had that offensive momentum for the first 52 or 54 minutes of that game, then they would have come away with a second victory in as many nights.
Tonight they start a 5-game homestand, their longest homestand of the season, and we're a little bit past harvest season, but the old saying, make hay while the sun shines. This is a critical part of the season from a St. John perspective, because after these 5 games, as you move into the month of November, they play 8 of 10 on the road, including 6 in a row. So starting tonight, this team has to put some victories back to back to back to back to back, perhaps.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, you talk about a scenario that you have to take to your advantage. It's this one. Having 5 games in a row at home is huge, especially for a young team, as we've said earlier in the season, really feeling those peaks and valleys, and you want to turn a big peak in these 5 games just because you've got opponents you'd love to have points off of, and it starts with Charlottetown tonight. But if you're an optimist, Sea Dogs have points in their last 2. If you're a pessimist, they've lost 5 of 6 coming into tonight. So you can really look at it both ways for the Sea Dogs. I think they want to look at the momentum they've generated on the road in the last 2 nights to come into tonight's contest. Coaches will always tell you the toughest game is the first game back after a road trip. They'll have a few to pile on at home before they go on the road.
Jeremy Poirier had an exceptional game last night and was a little unfortunate with what occurred in the overtime period. He's now leading this team in scoring. He's projected to be a first-round draft pick. He certainly hasn't done anything through the first month or so of the season to suggest that he won't be a first-round draft pick come next June.
100%, and there's a reason why the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League and the Canadian team picked him for Team Quebec Major Junior Hockey League to play in the Canada-Russia Challenge next month here on TD Station Ice, just because he's been so strong defensively. He's been an imposing and calm presence with the puck. I think without the puck, he's certainly got things he'd like to improve, but so do all young defensemen. The giveaway last night, in a situation where playing in minute 27 and 28, when you're not used to playing those minutes other than the last month or so, certainly for a young defenseman, that can wear on you. But, you look at every aspect of Jeremy Poirier's game, it screams first-round pick to me, and certainly a lot of scouts have been following here at TD Station and elsewhere, number 54 in blue.
Here with Mike Sanderson during our intermission tonight, the Sea Dogs and the Islanders here at TD Station. A lot of braying behind the scenes this week, and certainly from a public perspective as well, from the Sea Dogs' point of view, with the suspension that was levied against Peyton Hoyt, the Fredericton native, for his hit from behind on Cale McCollum a week or so ago. Your perspective on that, a 7-game suspension. A lot of people think it's totally inadequate, insufficient. Trevor Georgie went so far to call it appalling and disgusting. His words, not mine. James White received a 7-game suspension earlier, and that seemed to be a high bar, and perhaps the QMJHL went too high with the bar initially, and they weren't really sure what to do with Hoyt.
Well, I think that's kind of the scenario that we saw happen there. I think the James White 7-gamer maybe a little high when you see in particular this 5-game suspension to Jordan Lepage last week for a hit that might have looked worse, but I'm not here to dispute which hits are worse or better. I think in the case of Peyton Hoyt, at least in my own opinion, I wouldn't necessarily have called it in particular a dirty hit. I think it's a reckless hit from a player who knows better. I think in Peyton Hoyt's case, playing in his 217th Q game, where Cale McCollum was playing in his 8th, I think you look at the pound difference, you look at the fact that Hoyt skated at him like he was shot out of a cannon. Charging was the correct call on that one, and again, I think Hoyt knows better. In that situation, you're coming in on the forecheck. Are you trying to separate the man from the puck? You don't have to come with that kind of speed. If you're trying to come in to create a presence, you're trying to come in and let yourself be heard. You don't have to do it as forcefully as he did. I don't think particularly that it was necessarily dirty. I think in the case of Hoyt, the way that McCollum reacted to the hit, and again in his 8th Q game, facing a guy he's never seen before with that kind of force, with that kind of strength that he has, coming at that kind of speed in the case of Cale McCollum. Could have he absorbed the hit a little better? Probably. But again, we're talking about a guy playing in his 8th Q game who isn't used to that kind of forecheck pressure. Fortunately for Cale McCollum, being a local kid, he's resting at home now and only spent a day in hospital, fortunately for him, and his dad was in the building, so that allowed for a quick recovery, and a good job from the medical staff here at TD Station and the Sea Dog staff. They were able to get Cale McCollum taken away quickly. But in terms of the hit, I don't think labeling Peyton Hoyt a pariah is necessarily the way to fix this kind of thing. Hits like that, especially in the forecheck in that situation, very systemic to the game. I think you don't have to hit a player that hard on the forecheck coming 100 feet like Peyton Hoyt did, but I wouldn't necessarily call it 100% dirty. If you look in terms of where Peyton Hoyt made contact on Cale McCollum, the result afterwards is really what caused the injury. But at least in the case of Peyton Hoyt, I don't think he's a dirty player. I just think it's a reckless play.
Mike, thanks for this. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
That's Mike Sanderson during our intermission from TD Station. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the QMJHL on Rogers TV.
My husband is a wonderful man and a great father when he's not drinking. I'm so angry he chooses alcohol over us. If he really loved us, he'd stop drinking, right? My counselor suggested I try Al-Anon. I didn't understand why. I'm not the one with the problem, but I'm glad I went. Do you worry about someone's drinking? You are not alone. Al-Anon or Alateen can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
It started as the Jewish market. Victorian houses became storefronts. Kosher butchers, tailors, and bakeries. Soon enough, other immigrants came to our community. Each arrival added a piece to the patchwork of our bustling bazaar. We all understood that with hard work, anything was possible. Over time, faces and languages changed, but the spirit of our village inside the city remained. See, it didn't matter where you were from, the market became home.
Neighborhoods like Toronto's Kensington Market have helped shape Canada by bringing newcomers shoulder to shoulder to build new lives together.
What's up, guys? Chris Dobson, Chris Corey here for New Brunswick's favorite sports show, Across the Line. We talk to everybody from football, golf, hockey, Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. We always have a great time when we're here in studio, and hey, you never know who's going to drop by.
Hey, lots of celebrities, lots of New Brunswick's finest coming by the studio to talk sports, have a little fun with New Brunswick's favorite sports talk show, Across the Line, right here on Rogers TV.
We got a mission.
That sounds like the bad guys teaming up. Johnny just forgot.
Whoa. Our son is one.
My father was one.
I am one.
Are you one?
With NHL Center Ice, you get a premium ticket to the games you want every night of the season. With up to 37 out-of-market games a week to choose from, you'll get more goals, more saves, more non-stop action from the teams you love. NHL Center Ice, part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack. All this for only $35.95 a month. Order through your remote on Channel 431 or call 1-888-ROGERS-1 today.
Back at the TD station in St. John, first period in the books. The Charlottetown Islanders leading the Sea Dogs 1-0. The only goal of that opening stanza, power play tally by Brett Budgell, his 5th of the season. An unassisted goal at 6:44. It is somewhat rare to see unassisted power play tallies, but that's what we have. Shots on goal 10-7 favoring St. John. Only one player in the period had more than one shot on goal, and that was Jeremy Poirier, who had 2 chances there. His original shot, and then a rebound opportunity forcing Matthew Welsh into some good stops. And you see Nicholas Gay with 3 goals on the young campaign for St. John. He's been a sniper in this league before. Sea Dogs are hoping to see more offensive production from him, or continued offensive production as the season rolls along.
Well, I've liked him out with Brady Burns and Josh Lawrence, but Josh Dixon has elected to go with Badalamenti to join that combination. So there's some skill right there offensively for the Sea Dogs. I'd like to see them put it together here tonight, looking for their first goal of the game.
Mentioned Josh Dixon. They're shorthanded on the bench tonight in terms of the men in suits. Jeff Cowan is the lone assistant, as Stefan Legian is out of the lineup tonight, so to speak, with an illness. Those are hoping he's back on the bench in no time. Villeneuve is back in the St. John zone. The puck rims around on the far side. The Islanders look to center. It ends up in the right corner. Beauregard works it down low. LeBlanc's after it. Behind the net for Beauregard. LeBlanc trying to spin around. Now it's Beauregard. Drops it off. Cormier with a shot. And that one was kicked aside. Lucas Cormier reaches out, holds it in, skates in, feeds it over. LeBlanc in front. Johnston scores! The St. John product gets the goal, his 2nd of the season, finishing off a pretty tic-tac-toe maneuver, and it's 2-0 Islanders.
Well, they had Boutier on a string. He had to go a long way from right to left, and as he slides across, he's committed to that. And unfortunately, the puck then goes back left to right, and it was simply impossible for Boutier to get back into position. And so Drew Johnston picks up the Islanders' 2nd goal of the game, and so very early in the 2nd period, it is Charlottetown in command.
Johnston once played for the Sea Dogs, but it was the St. John Sea Dogs of the Bantam AAA League. The team has since changed monikers. Johnston gets the goal. What started that play was Cormier reaching out with his right hand to knock that clearing attempt down. and then played it with his stick and set up LeBlanc. It could have all gone for naught, but Cormier showing his worth here. The second-year defenseman from Saint-Marie de Kent, New Brunswick.
It just seems these days, Aaron, if you turn a puck over within 3 feet of your blue line inside your zone, it is coming back your way in a hurry, and a quality scoring opportunity was developed from that play. And it's the Islanders that are enjoying a 2-0 lead.
So the Islanders have already defeated St. John twice this season. Both games were on the other side of the Confederation Bridge, 7-6 in overtime last night, of course. And back on October the 3rd, the Islanders posted a 5-1 victory. This is Charlottetown's first appearance at TD Station as the Sea Dogs play the first of 5 straight games on home ice. Sea Dogs have just one win on the road. That came on Thursday night in Bathurst against the hapless Titan. 11 games played, 0 wins, 6 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 3 shootout losses for 5 out of a possible 22 points. And a tough go for Acadie-Bathurst after its Memorial Cup victory. Here's Trudeau, sends it over. That's controlled by Xavier Bernard in behind the net. Darache is there for St. John. Darache is able to kick it ahead, and Spatafor comes up with it, and he'll flip it out, and that goes literally out. And he'll go to the penalty box. So St. John will be shorthanded for the second time in the game.
Well, there's never a good time to take a delay of game penalty, but the timing coming on the heels of the Islanders' second goal of the game early here in the second period, and now a power play for Charlottetown. We'll see what comes of this, but they've got a pretty decent ranked power play, and they would certainly love to add to their 2-goal lead.
Spatafor delay of the game at 1:42. Charlottetown wins the faceoff cleanly. Lucas Cormier has it at the left point. His shot gloved by Boutier, and there was some traffic in front. That was Zachary Beauregard, who was set up shop on the edge of Boutier's crease.
Well, Boutier has had his hands full with traffic. The first goal was basically off a screen shot that he just couldn't figure out where the puck had gone. He knew it had hit him, but he had lost sight of it, and it was banged in behind him, and so he has seen plenty of Islanders in his face here in this one.
Lucas Cormier back inside the Charlottetown blue line. Leaves it for Gersoy. Gersoy brings it into the St. John zone on right wing in front. Alexandrov scores! He just sweeps that one past Boutier. It's a power play goal, and it's 3-0. Alexandrov with his 8th of the season.
Well, Kevin Gersoy starts this one off with a couple stick handling moves. Looked like he was going around a couple pylons and then throws it right into the slot. And it didn't look like there was a lot on the shot. We'll have a look at it now from behind the goal, but there was enough of it, and it may have gone under the pad. And Alexandrov adds to the Islander lead. Another power play goal for Charlottetown, and they are enjoying a 3-0 lead.
2 St. John minor penalties, 2 power play goals for the Islanders. And batting 1,000 in the power play category tonight. Here's an opportunity. Skating in was Trudeau. The puck was knocked away, and the Islanders will have to race back to get it, but this, they won't have to race because it's going to be an icing, and then Gould collides. Not much more than a ginger collision there. That draws the ire of Casey, and the faceoff will come all the way back into the St. John zone as that goes for an icing.
Well, Matt Gould has come to the Sea Dogs from Weymouth, Massachusetts, and he's been active. He just seems to make things happen. Great work ethic. He's got a goal and 4 assists in 8 games, so 5 points in 8 games. Well, he's been producing offensively and has a way of getting into the face of his opponents.
Bernard is back just inside the zone, and Gallant steers it into St. John territory. Musico is back. Checked there by Justin Gill, who was the 32nd overall pick in this year's QMJHL draft. The Islanders didn't have a first-round pick. They traded it away, but they had back-to-back picks early in the second, the 31st and 32nd picks. They took their backup goaltender with the 31st pick, Jacob Gooby, and then they took Gill 32nd. Gooby played last night in the overtime win. He's backing up Welsh tonight. There's a shot by Bernard. That ends up in the corner. Big check there as Vandervoort knocks his man down after a Sea Dog had been taken down at the other end, and Vandervoort is being asked to engage in fisticuffs with Payton, but he wisely skates away and back the other way. The Dogs, on the delayed penalty, have the extra skater out there, and it's Poirier with the puck. He'll feed it over, and now Johnston gains possession, and play is stopped, but there's going to be a roughing call against Liam Payton. He didn't like the hit that Vandervoort had put on his teammate, so the Dogs get their first power play of the evening.
Yeah, for sure. The Payton really got a free one in on Vandervoort, but good discipline by the Sea Dog forward to create this power play. The Sea Dogs power play has been pretty good, ranked 4th in the league, so they need a goal right now to cut into that Islander advantage.
It would have been so easy for Vandervoort to just smack him after he took that punch to the face, but as you said, great discipline in turning the other cheek and giving his team a power play, and that's more important than the eye for the eye mentality. They're down 3-0, the Sea Dogs are. This is their first power play of the evening as Payton's off for roughing at 3:41. Islanders struck early here in the second period as Burns skates in, and his wrist shot misses on the glove side. Islanders scoring 2 goals in the first 128 seconds of this second period. The Islanders, I should say, scoring 2 goals to take a 3-0 lead. Minute 13 to go in the St. John power play. They get to the line but can't gain the zone. Villeneuve with it. Now it's Stairs bringing it in. Stairs has Badalamenti going to the front of the net. Stairs rims it around to the far side, and Nick Gay is there. He'll give it to Villeneuve. Villeneuve gives it back to Gay, skating in on the left side. Shot just missed low to the trapper side of Welsh. Villeneuve has it again. Back to Gay on the left side. Gay surveys the situation, slides it to Villeneuve, back to Gay in the left circle, down low, Badalamenti's centering attempt is foiled, and it's back to Gay now for Villeneuve at the blue line. Nick Gay once again, wrist shot, tipped in front, and it went through the legs of Welsh and just wide after it caromed off of Hamel in front of the Charlottetown goal. Burns, Villeneuve, now Gay, down low, Badalamenti can't take it off of his left skate. Badalamenti battling in behind the net, wins the battle, gets it to Stairs, back to the line, Villeneuve. 8 seconds in the power play. Gay on the half boards, Gay to the slot, shot! That one tipped just wide. Picked up by Burns. Burns sends it across, out of the penalty box, and racing in there to negate the icing was Payton. He was nearly on a breakaway opportunity after leaving the box. Fans thought the Islanders had too many men on the ice. They had about 8, 9, or 10 guys out there, but nobody played the puck, and play continues. Villeneuve is back with it behind the net. Charging in is Trudeau to keep it alive. He chips it to the corner. Casey can't come up with it. Poirier does. He'll move it for Deacon Poot. Deacon Poot with some nifty maneuvers to get around Edwards. Now Poirier takes charge for St. John. Back to Deacon Poot. He plays it into the left corner. First one on it is Lawrence. Back to the line. Edwards knocks it away from Poirier, and out to center it goes. Darash drives it back in. Welsh slows it down in the trapezoid. Lowen plays it back in behind the goal, and he got taken down by Deacon Poot, and he doesn't like it. Here's Jobin, center it, they score! Thomas Casey in front as Jobin wins the battle down low. He centers it in front, and it's 4-0 for Charlottetown.
The Islanders now, they are rolling. And you are beginning to see why they are number one in the Maritime Division. They are simply tearing the Sea Dogs apart in their own end. And a real nice pass into the heart of the slot. And that is prime shooting country. So Casey gives the Islanders a 4-0 lead.
And Josh Dixon calls a timeout, probably reminding his team that they were in a similar predicament last night when they trailed 5-2 in the third period on the road, but the Dogs were able to rally and force that game into overtime, picking up a precious point before losing in the extra stanza, but it's looking rather bleak this evening.
Well, it's been a tough start to this second period, an early goal, and then a penalty right after that to give the Islanders a power play opportunity, and they get rewarded with another power play goal. And they have sort of put it on cruise right now, in command, and as Josh Dixon tries to refocus his team. They certainly scored in bunches last night in Charlottetown. I don't know if they'll pull off bunches against Matt Welsh, the number one goalie in the Quebec League, in goal for the Islanders, but they certainly need some offense right now.
Welsh's goals against average is only 1.86. And that's actually come down so far tonight because he's blanked the Sea Dogs through 27 minutes of action. Here's LeBlanc, tried to take it away from DeRoche. LeBlanc with it on the far side, works it along the boards. Lucas Cormier with it now. Cormier fires it. Save made by Boutier, and the Dogs start back. It's broken up in the neutral zone by Hamel, and he'll send it back into the St. John zone. Spatafor plays it on the right side. Vandervoort goes to the front of the net. The puck doesn't come over to him, so he'll skate after it. Then he got tripped up. There's going to be penalty against Beauregard, a tripping infraction here as he took the feet right out from underneath Julian Vandervoort. So the Dogs will get a power play chance. Desperate for a goal, they trail 4-0 to the Islanders at TD Station.
Supporting Rogers TV Sports, Boston Pizza is more than just pizza. With over 100 items on the menu, Boston Pizza, with locations in Moncton, Fredericton, and St. John, will make you a fan.
St. John Sea Dogs trailing 4-0, but going to work on the power play because of this.
Yeah, a submarining play, taking the legs out from under the Sea Dog player, and so desperate for a goal, the Sea Dogs will go back to the power play. They had some opportunity on their first power play, came up short, but they put one right through Matt Welsh, went out the other side of him, right through the crease. Let's see if they can get something going here now.
Cormier moves the puck in behind the net. Deacon Poot will move over to the blue line, feeds it for Poirier. Poirier's shot, and way out at the top of his crease, even outside of his crease, is Welsh. He's going to stop that 99 times out of 100, and that wasn't the exception, so the faceoff will come up to his left.
Well, and Matt Welsh is not your typical 6'3", 6'4" goaltender. He's listed at 5'11", but he positions himself extremely well. He's very quick, very smart. And there he saw that shot all the way and made the save.
So much of that confidence as well, being that far out of the net. Look at this. Welsh just got taken down. No penalty there. And the Islanders are incensed, as well they should be, as the goaltender got clocked in his crease. DeRoche with a shot. That one changes direction as it banks off of Cormier. And the Islanders are able to get it out. Even Welsh wondering what was going on there as he got taken down. Jeremy Poirier brings it in on the left side. He'll meander deep into the zone. Moves it to the far point. And DeRoche is there. 68 seconds to go in the power play. Poirier now for Lawrence. Lawrence back to DeRoche, over to Poirier with a drive, and he missed the mark. And that puck bounces all the way out into neutral ice. DeRoche is back there at the St. John blue line. DeRoche gives it to Poirier. Backhands it for a racing Lawrence with a shot from a bad angle. That one kept alive by Stairs with some good stick work at the blue line. Stairs moves in, plays it down low. Lawrence is the first one on it. Lawrence gets it to Burns. Burns goes to the right point. DeRoche back to Poirier. Now back to Gay. Gay with a shot, scores! Just what the doctor ordered for St. John. Gay gets the goal, a power play tally, his 4th of the season, and it's 4-1.
Yes, indeed, the Sea Dogs desperate to get on the board. The captain, the 20-year-old veteran, Nicholas Gay, makes no mistake in that one. Just a beautiful shot. We get another look at it from behind the goal. Beats Welsh just above the pad, just below the glove, and that's the spot that they aim for these days, not going along the ice anymore because the butterfly looks after that, but just above the pad, underneath the glove. And that is a goal scorer's goal. Nicholas Gay picking up a big, important goal, his 4th of the season, the power play. Sea Dogs are on the board.
And because of what happened last night in Charlottetown, you'd have to think that the Sea Dogs have some belief now. If you're coming back on the road, why can't you come back at home? Here's Cole Edwards, dishes it off. There's the shot and the save made by Boutier off the stick of Liam Payton.
Yeah, nothing more that the Islanders would love to come straight back and score another one to regain that 3-goal margin. But right now the Sea Dogs, maybe with a little bit of a momentum swing here. They certainly put a momentum swing on last night in Charlottetown with those 4 goals in the 3rd period. That was quite a stretch, and forcing that game into overtime. And that was a big 1 point on the road against a very good Charlottetown Islanders team.
I think I called the second assist on the goal for DeRoche, but it'll be Stairs who fed the puck to Poirier, who got it to Gay. And it's a big goal for St. John, gives them some life here midway through the 2nd period. The Islanders have it. Back to Lowen. Lowen sends it over. It's controlled by Trudeau. Trudeau skates in, drops it off for Lowen. Lowen sidesteps one man, takes the shot. Blocker save by Boutier. Trudeau's in there deep in the corner. He absorbs the check from Lawrence. Trudeau works it in behind the goal. Spatafor can't do anything with the puck. The Islanders controlling in the St. John end. Lowen tried to slap it ahead. Beauregard keeps it in momentarily. Now LeBlanc comes up with it. LeBlanc drops it down low. Stepping in front was Johnston. LeBlanc at the side of the goal for Beauregard. Johnston battling for it. Puck comes between the defenders and slides out to center. Lowen is back. He'll give it to Trudeau. He'll drop it back for Lowen. On the right side for Gersoy. Gersoy skating in. Gersoy plays it in front. But the Sea Dogs are there, and they'll start back the other way. Off for Stairs. Down the left side. Stairs gets the puck in deep, but Alexandrov is there with it with 9:10 to go in the 2nd period. Charlottetown leading 4-1. And they're just on side at the St. John blue line, but the Dogs start back. Leading the rush and shooting it in is Musico. Welsh is out behind the net. He gives it to Cormier, and Cormier will play it down. Knocked down by a high stick by St. John, and play is stopped. 8:53 remaining in the 2nd period. St. John trailing 4-1.
Never quite understand that. Matt Stairs' high stick knocking it down. I think it's a reflex thing where you're just so focused on trying to keep the puck in. It was clearly a high stick, so the faceoff comes to center ice.
Nothing good ever comes of waving your stick at the puck when it's high. And in this case, it's a face-off. Landowski sends the puck. Casey can't get it out as it's intercepted by Drover. His shot is off his stick and over top of the net. There's going to be a penalty here against Vandervoort as he takes his man Landowski down. And Vandervoort is displeased with that call as he makes his way to the home penalty box.
Well, the Islanders' power play has been rewarded here so far this evening, so they'll enjoy a man advantage situation once more here in the second period. Good forced turnover at the blue line, and Drover couldn't convert, went off a leg, and then Vandervoort taking his man down, and so the Islanders back to the power play.
It's their third opportunity with their man advantage. They, of course, are 2 for 2. Alexandrov with it on the right side. Alexandrov feeds it over, back to Cormier. Pad saved by Boutier. Alexandrov, Cormier, Alexandrov, Cormier again, Alexandrov, Cormier, shot just wide off the inboards. Villeneuve battling for it. Alexandrov keeps it alive momentarily, and it's Beauregard pinned in the corner. Villeneuve turns, feeds it in front of his own net, and then the puck is cleared down the ice by Deacon Poot. Welsh comes out and feeds it ahead 60 feet to Alexandrov. He's chased back into his own zone, and he'll step in behind the goal as he was watched carefully by Gay. 69 seconds to go in the power play. Islanders lead 4-1, and here they come. Jobin with a shot, and that one is deflected out of play.
Well, the Islanders' power play moving the puck around extremely well, and not able to convert, but they certainly use that puck movement, and it's so difficult for a goaltender. You cannot move as fast as a pass, and so throwing it around with some authority, and even there on the rush, good cross-ice pass and nice stick to put the puck out of play. Still a minute to work with on the Islander power play.
Charlottetown now shooting St. John 15-13. Desroches sends it off the glass, and that one skips all the way down the ice. Welsh comes out and leaves it there for Plandowski. Plandowski drops it off. Lowen moves it on the right side. Jobin turned aside by Gay. Casey back at his own blue line, leaves it there for Lowen. Now Plandowski back on the left side. The pass was behind Casey, no icing. Back to pick it up is Spatafor. Jobin knocks it down on the half boards. Jobin carries into the corner, moves it back to Plandowski, right point. Traffic in front, set up by the Islanders. Plandowski centers, and LeBlanc steers it just wide into the left wing corner. Now Noah Lowen has it, back to the line. That's Jobin, back to Lowen. Shot, stopped by Boutier, rebound. Chopped in behind the net by LeBlanc, and the Dogs with a chance to clear, and they do. Here's Jobin back at the Islander blue line. Jobin brings it up the right side. Penalty is over. Jobin moves in front, taken off of his stick by Gay. Jobin in behind the net now. Casey is there. Casey looks to center. That one's pushed into the corner by Deacon Poot. Now Deacon Poot skates after it, and he controls, has some space and some time. Dishes off, and racing up the right side and shooting it in deep was Desroches. Dogs making changes. Stairs with a long shot that's wide. Racing after it is Villeneuve. White gloves it down. White backhands it down low. Stairs pursues in behind the net. He's bodied there by Hamel, and the puck is controlled by Bernard. But now Poirier is there for St. John. Gallant starts back. Gallant moves through center and dumps it into the right corner. First one on it is Edwards. Shot from a bad angle is scooped up by Boutier, and he will hang on. 5:51 remaining in the second. Islanders leading St. John 4-1 on Rogers TV.
Hey, it's Chris and Chris from New Brunswick's favorite sports show here across the line, where we talk about everything from local sports across the province, whether it's hockey, baseball, or basketball. Where can we find it, Chris?
Hey, as always, your favorite network, Rogers TV.
The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
5:51 remaining in the second period. The Charlottetown Islanders leading the St. John Sea Dogs 4-1. Along with Bruce Smith, I'm Aaron Kennedy. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday evening. Just a couple of sleeps away from the federal election on Monday night, and you can get the local results here on Rogers TV live across New Brunswick when the polls close at 8:30. And inadvertently, unwittingly, with some election talk here this evening, you've got a player named Trudeau and another player named Vander Vogt. So the election talk is somewhat hidden within the context of tonight's contest. Monday night, 8:30, the local results here on Rogers TV. Face-off coming up to the left of Zach Boutier. The Sea Dogs trailing 4-1. Lowen off the face-off, plays it down low. Gill centers, chance there for Beauregard. That ends up in the corner. Dogs desperate to get it out of the zone. They can't on their first opportunity, nor on their second, as Trudeau hammers it out of play. And the face-off will come up in the St. John zone. Perhaps the officials will discuss the location, but it's going to be deep in the Sea Dog zone for now.
Well, you mentioned the federal election, Aaron, and my understanding you will be hosting the Rogers Cable local coverage, and I know that's a night I kind of wear out my remote jumping from one channel to the next, so I'll enjoy hearing your thoughts and those that will join you on the broadcast. Certainly lots of talk on this campaign and lots of things to talk about.
What do you mean wearing out your remote? No flipping. Put it on Rogers and leave it. The local results, 8:30 Monday.
Well, there is a certain allegiance, that's for sure, Aaron. But it's a night that I will not take a phone call. I will just simply sit in front of the TV and watch the results coming in, and it could be a late night. I've got an early rise in the morning. I've got to be in Grand Falls to meet with the Grand Falls Rapids of the Maritime Hockey League. That was poor planning on my part. I may not even go to bed.
Of course, with the time zones and staggered starts and stops for the election results, the polls close in New Brunswick at 8:30. They close in British Columbia at 7 o'clock local time. That's 11 o'clock here. So a late night could be in the offing. A few Red Bulls and you'll be good to go to Grand Falls on Tuesday morning.
Yes, indeed.
5 minutes remaining in this second period. The Islanders with a 4-1 lead. Alexandrov got spun around. He did a 720. That's 360 times 2. And no call. White back the other way into the Charlottetown zone. He's turned aside, and here's Alexandrov in behind the defense. Moving into the backhand. That could be a penalty shot. We'll wait for the call. Still waiting for the call, and the fact that it's been a delayed call, it's not going to be a penalty shot. It's going to be a holding infraction. Here it is.
Yeah, Alexandrov looked like he had the step that he needed. It would have resulted in a penalty shot being signaled, but no. Jordan Spatafor will be escorted over to the penalty box for the Sea Dogs. And a hooking call goes against the Sea Dog defenseman. So once more, the Islanders getting all kinds of opportunity to practice their power play. You pointed out already, Aaron, they've got 2 goals to account on their man advantage, and they're going to try and make it 3.
Hooking against Spatafor. Hooking or holding would have been appropriate. 15-16 is the time. It's his second penalty of the second period. And the puck is gloved ahead in the neutral zone. The old days we'd call it gloved ahead. The millennials call it a hand pass. Stops play with 4:31 to go.
Well, there's been a few non-calls tonight with the Sea Dogs, and they have taken their share of penalties, but there's been a few more that they could easily have come away with. So certainly the way the Islanders power play has been clicking here tonight, they've got to try and clamp down on giving them these advantages.
Here's Gay pulling the puck ahead. Badalamenti tried to get in behind the defense, but a good maneuver there by Xavier Bernard, who was a New Jersey Devil draft pick, to stop that threat. Now Gay at the side of the goal. He nearly centered it, but it caroms out into the neutral zone, and Villeneuve is back there for the Sea Dogs. Pink in the rink night here at Harbor Station, and we'll Talk with Tom Donovan, the executive director of the Sea Dogs Foundation, coming up during our second intermission about Pink in the Rink and some of the other initiatives that the foundation has on the go, giving back to the local community. Here's Patrick LeBlanc skating in. He blows a tire. Jobin keeps it alive. Casey into the corner. Plays it back along the board. Jobin lets it go all the way to the line for Alexandrov. Back to Jobin. Back to Alexandrov. 45 seconds in the power play. That shot ends up in the corner. It's gobbled up by Plandowski. He'll give it back to Alexandrov. The St. Louis prospect carries down low, puts on the brakes, loses the handle, and then it's cleared by James White.
Well played by White to take away the ice and then strip the puck, send it down into Islander territory.
Plandowski skates through center, brings it into the St. John zone, still has the puck. Plandowski tried to angle his way in front. The Dogs were able to thwart that attack, but the Islanders keep it alive. Budgel, who opened the scoring tonight, feeds it for Alexandrov, back for Plandowski, shot off the leg of the defender. Looked like White blocked that one. The penalty is over. White gets it to the line. Plandowski holds in. Spatafor finishes his check on Beauregard. Puck loose in front of the St. John net. Boutier's down, and Budgel from the corner works it in behind the goal. Skating after it is Lamus. He'll feed it ahead. Lowen keeps it alive. Islanders still with some pressure here. Finally, the puck is cleared by White. Dogs are tired, but they're not able to change as the Islanders bring it back in. There's a shot gloved by Boutier. That one taken by Nikita Alexandrov, and Boutier, knowing that his team needed a whistle desperately, catches it and hangs on.
Yeah, did they ever, and it's a complete change. 5 fresh legs over the boards for St. John, but successful in killing off another Islander power play.
Sea Dogs being outshot 11-4 here in the second period. And there's going to be a power play for St. John as the puck comes to center and then is deflected in behind the St. John bench. Trevor Georgie came up with that one. And he gets the thumbs up from the TD station staff member. Good hands on the president and general manager down there. I think if we went to the video review, he might have trapped that one. I'm not sure he caught it cleanly, but St. John power play forthcoming.
There's the hook behind the goal, and you pointed out good hands on Trevor Georgie, the president and general manager. I stepped away from the press box here. I understand that you made a pretty good grab, Aaron, with a flying T-shirt from down ice level from a T-shirt cannon.
He heads up when John Quinn points that in your direction. Didn't keep the T-shirt, it should be noted. Young fan begged me for it. Didn't have to beg, I was going to give it to him anyhow. But happy customer tonight, hopefully. Yep. Villeneuve with the puck. Here's the Dogs go to work on the power play in the late stages of this second period. They trail 4-1. Brady Burns in the right wing corner. Back to the line. Now it comes to Gay. Gay moves in, scores! Nick Gay, his second power play goal of the period, and the Dogs are back within 2.
Well, that's the sort of leadership you expect from your 20-year-old. Nicholas Gay, back-to-back power play goals. This time, Welsh, it's his turn to be screened. Badalamenti in front, plus Trudeau the defenseman. Welsh never saw that leave the stick of Gay. Top of the circle, roofs it over the blocker of the Islander goaltender. And a big goal for St. John. A cut into that Islander lead, now trailing 4-2.
Cause for some excitement here in the third period as the comeback kids, after last night, trying to do it again. Down 4-2 here with 75 seconds to go in the second period. Back-to-back power play goals by Nick Gay here in the second period. Have cut the lead in half from 4-0 to 4-2. Gould into the corner. Hamel swings it in behind the net. Johnston is there. Bernard nearly coughs it up. But the Islanders start back. LeBlanc plays it on the left side for Johnston. Back to get it for St. John is Villeneuve. He'll move it in behind the net. Deacon Poot controls. He'll play it over. Villeneuve skates after it. 40 seconds to go in the period. Villeneuve chased in behind the net by Edwards, and he waits with it there. Now Deacon Poot goes cross ice. Casey takes it away from Poirier. Casey back for Edwards, over to Jobin. He fired that one. Boutier might have got a piece of that. Jobin into the corner. 15 seconds to go in the period. Jobin on the half boards with 12 seconds to go. Villeneuve works it on the far side. Gould skates after it. Dogs. Poirier backhands it ahead, and that will end the threat and end the second period. So the Dogs down a bunch, have scored 2, and they're within 2 heading to the third.
Well, you've got to believe also that after that flurry of goals last night in Charlottetown in the third period, that's in the back of the minds of the Charlottetown Islanders, and you can't understate that kind of thought process that can play havoc with a team's psyche. The Sea Dogs certainly want to have a big third period here, as they did last night in Charlottetown.
So Charlottetown had a 4-0 lead at the 6:44 mark of the second period, but back-to-back power play goals by Nick Gay, his 4th and 5th of the season, and the Dogs trail 4-2 after 2 at TD Station. We'll chat with Tom Donovan, the Executive Director of the Sea Dogs Foundation, coming up next. You're watching the QMJHL on Rogers TV.
Come along, everybody sing a song, lighten up and carry on. It's a brand new day. Everybody come along, everybody sing a song, lighten up and carry on. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day.
What do I like? I like open fires, moonlit nights, chatty letters, rainy days. I like daydreaming. I love this colorful little island of ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Yet often my dark moods come. I'm possessed body and soul by this depression. They say women shouldn't write. Some days I almost give up. But I cannot contain my imagination. I made Anne real. I gave her my love of nature, my love of books, and my childhood dreams. My greatest happiness would be to climb the alpine path and write upon it a woman's humble name.
Lucy Maud Montgomery battled depression, rejection, and sexism to become known around the world for Anne of Green Gables and 19 other novels.
Most people living with it don't even know they have it.
I'm Alex Lifeson. My family, like many of yours, has dealt with the conditions that cause kidney disease. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family member with kidney disease, you are at risk. If you are overweight or over 50, you are at risk. And certain ethnic groups are also at higher risk. Please talk to your family doctor and have your kidney function checked regularly.
Back at TD Station during our intermission on this Saturday evening, the Charlottetown Islanders in town to take on the St. John Sea Dogs. Pleased to be joined by Tom Donovan, the Executive Director of the Sea Dogs Foundation. It is Pink in the Rink night. Tell us a bit about some of the things that are happening here this evening.
Thanks, Aaron, for having me on. Pink in the Rink is a annual thing that we do every October, and we're trying to bring awareness to breast cancer and really any cancer that's going on. So it's just a way of us, the Sea Dogs and the Sea Dogs Foundation, giving back to cancer in this way. So basically what happens is the boys play the hockey game, and at the end of the game they take their jerseys off and give them to people that win raffle through the night, and it's a fun night. Our fans like it, and it's a way of giving back to the community and giving back to the Cancer Society.
Let's talk a little bit about the opening ceremony tonight, a special opportunity to recognize Adam Chamberlain, who is a breast cancer survivor. Tell me a bit about that ceremony and about Adam.
Yeah, the opening ceremony is kind of unique this year because we do have a man with breast cancer that's actually going to adopt the puck tonight. So it's bringing awareness to the fact that men can get this disease, and that we just want to. That's just another thing that we wanted to recognize, that guys can get it too.
Yeah, and it's easy for people to maybe not discount that. It's just something you don't think about, that breast cancer, people would think of it as being a woman's disease, but it really isn't.
Yes, no, it really isn't, and there's lots of women that have it, and we have the Breast Ahoy Dragon Boat team here tonight that's actually selling the tickets for the raffle, and it's just a night of celebration for what they do for the community, and the fact that they're all breast cancer survivors, and he actually, Adam actually is on their Dragon Boat team, so it's a fun night.
Tell us a bit about some of the other initiatives that the Sea Dogs Foundation is doing to give back to the local Greater St. John community.
So this year, in particular, we've done a lot. We rebranded this year. We got a new logo, and we got a new website this year. It's www.seadogsfoundation.com. Go and visit it. It tells all what we're doing, but we gave $80,000 back to the community last year through initiatives that we've done here, and this month is our breast cancer month. Next month we're starting with our annual Empty Stocking Fund campaign, and after Christmas we'll be doing some other things. So we keep busy, and we love this city, and we want to give back.
And how gratifying is it for you, a long-time volunteer who's been community-minded throughout your entire life, to be in this position and have that opportunity to help those who are in need?
It's great. Now that I'm out of hockey, from the administrative point of view, from Hockey New Brunswick, it's really nice to be back in the game, and I really appreciate being with the Sea Dogs, and especially being able to keep around the kids. It's nice to be part of these young fellas' careers, and it's really nice to be around.
And I think it's important as well, at the age that these hockey players are at, to see how important it is to be giving back to the community, because that's something they can take with them when they move on to professional careers or university careers or wherever they go in their lives, not necessarily from a hockey point of view. To sort of instill that commitment to community at a young age is important as well.
Yeah, and you have to remember that these are just children. They're older children, but they're still kids, and they don't all make professional hockey. A lot of them go on, and I think we have about 69 kids that we've helped graduate from university now. We have doctors, lawyers, and it's great for them to understand that there's more to life than hockey, and you do need to give back, and they see it happening here. They appreciate it.
Excellent work, Tom. Keep it up.
Thanks, Aaron.
That's Tom Donovan, the Executive Director of the Sea Dogs Foundation, on Pink in the Rink night here at the TD station. You're watching the QMJHL on Rogers TV.
In Canada, there are 338 federal ridings, but on October 21st, your focus is on the local race. Get to know the candidates running to be your MP. Watch the local campaign on Rogers TV and online. And on election night, Rogers TV has comprehensive coverage of the local results. Rogers TV, your local focus on the federal election.
Hick Talk, start the clock.
Critics everywhere agree you need to watch Letterkenny.
That's a Texas size 10-4.
Carefully crafted and oddly poignant.
We are in the platinum age of television. Crave has every episode.
Can confirm.
Of every season.
Get it? You got it.
Good.
Now that's a show.
Letterkenny, now streaming. Only on Crave.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Was that 4 or 5?
He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a hold on one at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
never thought I'd know that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened. And it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday. Because now she gets to keep having them.
What's up, guys? Chris Dobson, Chris Corey here from New Brunswick's favorite sports show, Across the Line. We talk to everybody from football, golf, hockey, Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. We always have a great time when we're here in studio, and hey, you never know who's going to drop by.
Hey, lots of celebrities, lots of New Brunswick's finest coming by the studio to talk sports, have a little fun with New Brunswick's favorite sports talk show, Across the Line, right here on Rogers TV.
Back at TD Station, just about set for third period action. Bruce Smith, Aaron Kennedy, the St. John Sea Dogs trailing the Charlottetown Islanders 4-2. But the upside from a St. John perspective, they were trailing the Islanders 4-0, but they've cut that deficit in half.
Yes, indeed. And last night they trailed early third period 6-2 and battled back to tie the hockey game to send it to overtime, losing in overtime, but still a strong third period in Charlottetown. Sea Dog fans would love to see a repeat of that here this evening at TD Station.
Shots are 20-15 in favor of the Islanders. Shots in that second period were 13-5 in Charlottetown's favor. Of course, last night the Sea Dogs were facing a rookie goaltender. Tonight they're facing one of the best in Matthew Welsh, but they're only down by a pair, and we'll see what unfolds. Charlottetown this season, when scoring more than 3 goals, 7-0-1. They've got 4 thus far tonight. Back after the puck in the St. John zone is Jeremy Poirier. He moves in behind the goal and leaves it for Villeneuve. Villeneuve plays it out to center. No icing as the puck ends up down towards the Charlottetown goal. Welsh discards it, and the Islanders play it to the line and out as Villeneuve carries it back in. 34 seconds gone in the third period. We've mentioned that the Sea Dogs are playing the first of 5 straight games on the road. Sherbrooke, top team in the league, is in town on Wednesday night. That is a 7 o'clock start. And next Saturday, Halifax, 7 o'clock start. Next Sunday afternoon, Victoriaville for a 3 o'clock start. And then on Halloween night, the Rimouski Oceanic make their only appearance of the season. And Welsh is down on his back and in some discomfort. A Sea Dog is down as well. And now the Islanders converge on him in the corner. And Welsh is still down and not getting any attention from the training staff. Now Deacon Poot is into the middle with some rabbit jabs there on Lowen. And Welsh is back to his feet. James White is being escorted to the St. John bench.
Well, here's the replay, and it's White goes in and loses an edge right here, and then just runs into Welsh, who's out of his goal, and seeing him grab the back of his leg, obviously Jim Holton's heart would be in his mouth, concerned about losing his number 1 goaltender. Not sure what it was all about, escorting White to the bench. As the replay showed, he just simply lost his edge. There was no intent of taking out Welsh when Welsh was out of his goal anyway, but he didn't see him coming, sliding in behind. So there is some extracurricular after the whistle, as you pointed out. Deacon Poot getting a couple jabs in. We'll see how they sort this all out. And I think we're just going to have offsetting, Aaron, and no harm done.
Yeah, White wasn't blazing a path in there either, and as you said, he just spills, and it's certainly ugly the way he clips Welsh, but he's just gliding, and he just falls, and Welsh, as you said, didn't see him coming, and he goes down awkwardly.
Well, I did not like the way he sort of reached back for his left leg. The good news is Welsh is back to his feet, and it looks like he's going to be able to sort of shake it off. It was obviously a clip that he didn't anticipate would take place. But back to his feet, and we're going to have some 4-on-4.
Lowen and Deacon Poot get the gate, likely for roughing minors, and here comes St. John Gay with a chance for the trick, and Welsh makes the save. So some open ice here on the 4-on-4. Islanders with a 4-2 lead. Gay into the corner, now Burns has it. It's a bouncing puck, and it bounces off of his stick right into the corner. Gay charges after it, but Jobin starts back. Landowski on the right side. Hacks it in. Back to pick it up is DeRoche behind the St. John goal. He spins away from Casey, and DeRoche will turn it up ice. Pink in the rink night at Harbour Station. DeRoche to center. He dumps in. Welsh comes out, has to play it away from the hard-charging DeRoche. And the Islanders control. Casey accepts the feed. Moves up the right side. Drops it back over. The Islanders had to be careful. They're making changes. Hamel was halfway over the boards, and now he's able to head to the ice. Here's the puck in the front of the St. John goal. DeRoche is there. He moves it on the right side for Lawrence. Lawrence cuts back inside his own zone. Skates away from Gersoy and brings it up ice. Josh Lawrence tries to split the defense. Goes around one defender. Can't get the puck back in front, however, with some fancy footwork. Villeneuve plays it over Poirier. Now for Lawrence. He got spun around. Villeneuve can't hold in. And play is offside. 2:04 gone in the third. Lawrence almost created something there.
Yeah, nice soft hands by Josh Lawrence to slip the puck through the legs of the Islander defenseman, and then just lost the handle at the last second. That could have been pretty exciting. 4-on-4, it certainly does open up the ice, and we get to see, as you call it, Nicholas Gay, opportunity for a quality scoring opportunity to add to his 2 goals tonight and make it the natural hat trick.
Lawrence slipping the puck past the first defender and then beating the second one with his feet and just couldn't finish it off. Here comes Badalamenti pacing into the offensive zone. He's bodied to the boards by Hamel. Poirier keeps it alive. Villeneuve trying to sneak in the back door. Poirier still has it. Poirier goes in behind the net. Poirier now on the right side. He was nearly upended. As the penalties are over, that was a fast 2 minutes. Stairs with it. Back into the zone. And the Islanders control now. Johnston up the left side. He has a goal tonight, his second of the season. Johnston down the left wing to the half boards. Met there by the Sea Dogs Villeneuve. Puck to the line. Payton into the right wing corner for the Islanders. Met there by Poirier, who lobs the puck all the way down into Charlottetown real estate. White pursues. Trudeau gets there first. Moves it in behind the goal. Hamel sends it ahead. Deacon Poot causes a turnover. Gould with it. Backhands it towards the net. And Welsh steers it aside easily. White in behind the goal. White pinned there by Trudeau. Deacon Poot comes in. Tries to free the puck up. Gould can't come up with it in the corner. And the Islanders start back. It ends up all the way down in the St. John zone. There's no icing. Lamus hustling back. He's guarded by Edwards. Puck comes to White, and he'll turn it up ice. Advancing it to Gould at center. Gould skates after it. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the third period. Charlottetown with a 4-2 lead. They're into the St. John end of the ice. Landowski works it in behind the goal. Gersoy centers, but Burns is there, and he'll airmail that one Back to the Charlottetown blue line, Plandowski in front of his own bench. Drops it off to Bernard. He'll fire it ahead. Budgel steers it in, no icing. Back after it is Musico. It ends up in the corner. Budgel comes up with the puck, leaves it there in the corner. Alexandrov tried to get it to Gersoy. Gersoy skates back with it on the right side. Gersoy cuts to the middle, and the puck slides out to center. Bernard is there, and he'll play it back in off the left glove of Musico. Musico works it in behind the goal. Burns can't corral it, and it ends up all the way down in Charlottetown territory where it's tracked down by Anthony Hamel. Casey, 2-on-2. Just onside. Casey on the left side turns and tries to fire, but the Dogs are there, and Burns hustles the other way. He'll dump it in. Badalamenti's going to negate the icing. Welsh plays it ahead. Glove down by DeRoche. They're going to call that an offside at the blue line, and the 3,260 linesmen in the stands tonight don't like that one little bit.
It was a bit of a delay on the whistle, and as you say, Aaron, the fans expressing their displeasure as the Sea Dogs looked like they were getting something going on the rush. But a call was made, and the only linesmen that count are the two on the ice. That was Burchell making that call, the veteran linesman.
Definitely thought about it. As you said, it was a late call. Villeneuve dumps it in wide of the Charlottetown goal. It actually ends up on the back of the net, and that faceoff will probably come up outside the blue line because it was the Sea Dogs who had dumped it all the way in there.
Well, I met up with Cale McCollum at the intermission, Aaron. Good to see him back. And of course, in his suit, not on the ice. We witnessed a horrific hit here a week ago, yesterday, against the Val d'Or. And it's just good to see Cale back and on the road to recovery. Very scary moment here that night with the hit that he sustained.
Josh Dixon saying after the game he couldn't remember the last time he saw a game where a player had to be taken off on a stretcher. Scary moment indeed. They did keep that faceoff in the same zone, much to the consternation of the Islanders bench. There's Lawrence with a backhand off the outside of the goal, and now Welsh is able to cover it up. Lawrence is trying desperately to get his team within one here in the third period. They trail 4-2, 14:25 remaining in regulation time.
Well, the Sea Dogs are buzzing here right now. They ebb and flow of a hockey game, and momentum shifts. The Sea Dogs seem to be getting it going a little bit. We're keeping an eye on that fatigue factor. This is, of course, their third game in 3 nights. And that is a grueling assignment. Thursday night in Bathurst, last night in Charlottetown, and here they are this evening, but they are not showing any worse for wear.
There's going to be a penalty here as Deacon Poot is taken down. DeRoche keeps it alive. Extra skaters out there, but play is stopped. So here's a golden opportunity for St. John. Their 4th power play of the evening. They are 2 for 3 with the man advantage thus far.
Certainly, if you're a Sea Dog fan, that is a timely penalty against the Islanders. And so the power play back to work. Not surprising to see Nicholas Gay on the ice. And he has looked awfully good here this evening. The 20-year-old captain for St. John takes the faceoff.
Lowen rims that one off the boards and all the way down into the St. John end. Villeneuve will track it down. 6 minutes gone in the third. The Islanders hanging on to a 4-2 lead. And here comes Badalamenti. He's into the offensive zone. Plays it over for Burns. He'll give to Villeneuve. Villeneuve now for Gay, moving inside of the net. Welsh the save on Badalamenti. Bernard with a chance to clear, and he gets it out. Boutier comes racing out of the net and feeds the puck ahead, but Villeneuve is content to head back into his own zone. Boutier was hoping to catch the Islanders on a change, but Villeneuve elects to bring it back in behind the net. Now Gay with it. Villeneuve takes charge. Villeneuve Makes the foray into the offensive zone. 1:06 to go in the power play. Gay with it. Gay, the shot off a stick. And the Islanders will hammer it down. Boutier comes out. And he'll fire it up to center. Right on the stick of Brady Burns. Burns over the line for Gay. Gay. As Poirier's off the bench, he waits for him. Gay still with it. Left wing half boards. Gay tried to flip it in front, but the Islanders are there, and Thomas Casey will clear it. .32 seconds to go in the power play. Down 4-2 are the Sea Dogs as Deacon Poot rims it in. Darash is after it. Islanders look to clear, but Joshua Waugh knocks it down with his torso. He centers it. It's loose in front. Waugh with a great chance, and what a stop by Welch as he got the blocker in front of that one. Darash from the blue line. Left side. Lawrence the shot. Pad saved by Welsh. Deacon Poot gets it back to Lawrence to the line. Faking the shot. Now Poirier has it. Poirier for Lawrence. For DeRoche. Wrist shot. That one changes direction and ends up going just wide as the penalty expires. Dogs can't keep it in at the line. What a chance they had there. You said they were buzzing, and they nearly got to within one. Now Waugh with it once again. Waugh down low. He's met by Lowen. Puck is free for Gersoy, and he'll turn it up ice. Gersoy scampers to the St. John line. Gersoy gets it down low. Villeneuve is there. Deacon Poot has lost his stick, and the puck is knocked down with a high stick, and play is stopped. The Dogs had their chances. They still trail by a pair in the third at TD Station.
I'm Craig Eagles. I have the honor to showcase New Brunswick's finest athletes and builders on Sports Inclusive. We take a look at their personal journey and how sports has impacted their lives. Sports Inclusive, only on Rogers TV.
Supporting Rogers TD Sports, Boston Pizza is more than just pizza. With over 100 items on the menu, Boston Pizza, with locations in Moncton, Fredericton, and St. John, will make you a fan.
Matthew Welsh with a big save here, Bruce, to keep the Islanders in front by a pair.
Yeah, great work by Joshua Waugh down low, and he strips the puck, walks to the cross, and Welsh driving across with the Sea Dog rookie, and a quality save by the veteran in goal for the Islanders. Keeps this at 4-2, but a real good sign. The Sea Dogs pressing to cut into that lead. They've still got plenty of time to work with, and we've talked a number of times about how they rallied in the third last night in Charlottetown. They'd love for Lightning to strike twice here at TD Station.
Not that save on Waugh was with the blocker, but it was clearly with the right pad on that rebound from the west end at Harbour Station, or the replay from the west end at Harbour Station, TD Station. Now Bernard with it. As the Islanders, time is on their side as they lead 4-2. Deacon Poot drops it back. Ramus gets it out, and it's played all the way down into the Charlottetown zone. Welsh is out. He'll give it for Bernard. He advances it for Alexandrov. To the St. John line. He'll drop it for Gersoy. Gersoy moves it over into the corner. Gersoy is there. He collides with his teammate Alexandrov, and the Dogs bring it the other way. Here's Belil. Pushes it past Trudeau. Races after it. Belil down into the right wing corner as the Dogs make changes. Vandervoot and Drover are out there as well. Into the corner. Vandervoot tries to dig it out and does. Vandervoot watched closely along the boards. Belil there to aid his teammate. Vandervoot gets it back to Darash. He'll work it over. Poirier taken down. And the puck is played out, and here come the Islanders on a 2-on-1. Led by Beauregard, and he snaps that one wide. LeBlanc keeps it alive and takes a big solid hit from Belil as Poirier moves the puck behind the St. John goal. Darash is there. He'll drop it off, and Poirier skates through center. Poirier moves it for Lawrence on the right side. He loses the handle, and the Islanders get it out. LeBlanc brings it back into the St. John zone. Can't split the defensive tandem, and the puck is played out. Casey plays it ahead. And back into the St. John zone it goes. There's Lawrence. Lawrence now, as DeRoche heads up the left side. 9.5 minutes to go in the period. It comes to Villeneuve. He centers it and they score! That one may have hit DeRoche and skipped through the legs of Welsh. And the Dogs are within one. It's 4-3.
Well, it certainly gets redirected. I believe the final redirect was off the defenseman, Hamel, for the Islanders, off his skate, but it was pinballing around. We get the replay now. That puck directed towards the goal by Villeneuve, and there it goes off Hamel. It might have hit Lawrence as well. We get it behind the net look at it. That's Villeneuve on the sideboards. Skate, and through the legs. That was Lawrence off Hamel's skate. So two skates put that one in right there. And the Sea Dogs, who have been charging, have now cut this lead to 4-3. We're on the phone, but I think this one's going to stand, Aaron.
It was the double doink as Villeneuve centers it off of Lawrence and then off of the skate of the Islander defender. So then the question would be, did Lawrence kick it? Because if Lawrence kicked it and it goes off the defender and in, it wouldn't count.
Well, you've got the refereeing background, Aaron. I didn't see a kicking motion, but
I don't think he kicked it either, but that's what the discussion was and is about. No goal.
Oh,
wow.
Boy. Oh, boy.
And the fans are incensed. But if Lawrence kicks it and it goes off a defender and in, it doesn't count. But did Lawrence kick it? Watch to the left of your screen.
Oh, that one looked a little bit more convincing, Aaron. That there
You're allowed to direct it with your skate. It's distinct kicking motion. Now he's definitely leading with his left leg, left foot. Magic Christian is the supervisor tonight, so he would have been in on that call. So even though it went off the defender, if Lawrence was deemed to have kicked the puck, doesn't matter that it deflects off the defender, it's still no goal. And like you said, that replay from behind the net certainly looked like Lawrence might have given it a little Pele action there with his left boot.
Yeah, it's such a fine line, I find, between redirecting and kicking. And, well...
And they changed that a few years ago at the NHL level. Josh Lawrence clapping his hands disparagingly. But in order, when there was that dearth of goals in the NHL, they were doing whatever they could to encourage scoring, so they thought, well, if you just turn your skate and direct it in, that's okay, but you can't have that distinct kicking motion. And it was debatable there whether Lawrence had it or not. And again, a lot of times the default is the call on the ice. But on review, they disallow the goal. And the fans are seeing it here on the big board at center ice, and they're not too pleased about it. So it's 4-2. We thought it was 4-3, but the goal is disallowed. Villeneuve plays it out to center. Deacon Pooch shoots it in. Racing after it is Badalamenti. He fires it right on. Alexandrov starts back. Now there's going to be a penalty as Deacon Poot takes a stick to the face. And Deacon Poot is irate. So the Dogs are going to get another chance here on the power play as Xavier Bernard heads off.
Well, we've been talking about it here in the third period. The Sea Dogs have really impressed with just how persistent they've been. And we're getting a second look at Nick Deacon Poot and his mouth. And looks like there might be an evidence of a cut, which would turn this into a double minor. Now both referees will do a medical examination of Nick Deacon Poot. And
this is ridiculous. Either he's cut and he's bleeding or he's not.
There's the replay. Obviously the high stick, the follow through, gets Deacon Poot in the face. But not enough blood to convince him.
Josh Dixon doesn't like it. Deacon Poot doesn't either, and he slams the door in disgust. So it's a 2-minute minor for high sticking. Villeneuve with it. Slap shot! High, wide. Gay on the far side. Leaves it there. Now he gets it right back. Islanders look to clear and do. Things have gotten a little feisty here in the third period. The fans are chagrined. Josh Dixon is as well. Deacon Poot's not a happy camper. Goal disallowed, so the Dogs are trying to get back to within one. Officially this time. But here's a steal. And here's Beauregard. Racing in, short-handed shot. Boutier the save. The puck goes way up into the air, and then the Dogs are able to knock it down. That was Zachary Beauregard on a short-handed opportunity. Wasn't really a breakaway, but it was enough to cause some concern for the Sea Dogs. Welsh is out behind his net. He shoots it off the high glass. Villeneuve holds in, but the cross-ice pass ends up in the neutral zone, and Brady Burns is there. Burns back over the line. Gay looking for Badalamenti. Back to Gay. Lowen with a chance to clear, and he does. That was knocked down with a high stick. And Poirier doesn't like the call, but again, we talked about that earlier. Nothing good comes of that, contacting the puck with the high stick, and the Sea Dogs end up with a face-off all the way back in their own end.
Now, this power play hasn't been as effective as of some previous opportunities. The power play has done extremely well, though. Again, having been ranked 4th in the league, and thinking here tonight just how well the power play has entered the offensive zone. And that has been a big key to their success, but it has not been working so well here tonight.
38 seconds to go in the St. John power play. They're down by a pair. They need a goal. Deacon Poot runs into Hamel in the corner. Lawrence is there too. Big scrum. Now pinching in is Poirier to help out. 3-on-1 there in the corner. And finally the Dogs emerge from the fray with it. Back to the line, but it handcuffs Desroches, who has to backpedal to his own blue line. He sends it in. Welsh had it skip past him. He can Poot on the far side. Poirier unable to hold in, and it's Desroches now back at the St. John blue line. Poirier. Penalty is over. Lawrence moves in. Lawrence just out of the reach of Waugh. Welsh steers it to the corner. Waugh is there. He's being held by Hamel. Lawrence has the puck. Lawrence gets away from his man, gives it to Desroches with the shot. That one's blocked. Desroches has it right back on his stick, circles the net, centers it. Lawrence corrals it, shoots it, and it's deflected out of play.
Well, it certainly hasn't been from lack of trying. The Sea Dogs continually pressuring, trying to get this lead cut to 4-3. We thought it had happened, but the goal that we thought had been scored by Josh Lawrence was disallowed. And so we continue at 4-2. And the clock continues to count down. Still lots of time to work with, but certainly the Islanders just want to burn that one up right now.
And here they come on a 2-on-1. LeBlanc. He's got Johnston with him. Tries to send it across. It was broken up. LeBlanc in front. Beauregard gets a bouncer towards the net. And Boutier hangs on.
That's the first real chance that the Islanders have had. It wasn't a great one. The Sea Dogs have had a very impressive third period. And so Boutier making some adjustments, having a conversation with LeBlanc, one of the referees. So looks like he is ready to go.
Referees tonight, Maurice LeBlanc, Tyler Puttifant, Justin Burchell, and Kevin Fisher are the linesmen. 6:03 remaining in the third period. Charlottetown maintaining its 4-2 advantage. Badalamenti gets it down into the Islander end. He looks to center on the backhand attempt. Racing after it is Gay. He has 2 goals for St. John, and that's the only goals they've scored. Into the corner, Burns loses his stick. Poirier keeps it alive. Now for Burns down low. Gay goes to the front of the net, and Welsh makes the save as the Dogs are able to keep the puck alive at the blue line. Gay has it. Gay centers it. Burns the chance, and Welsh the save. Gay with great vision to spot Burns in front, and Welsh makes a huge stop. And it's still 4-2 Charlottetown on Rogers TV.
The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
Here's the chance for Burns.
Just tremendous sustained pressure. Gay, Burns, Gay. They have just been dialed into each other. And real nice setup by Gay to Burns for the redirect, and Welsh has had to stand tall for Charlottetown here in the third period, as it has been relentless pressure from St. John.
Deacon Poot, Gould and White are out there with DeRoche and Poirier. 5:26 remaining in the third period. Off the face-off, the Dogs have it. DeRoche carries low, looks to center. DeRoche gets it back in behind the net. Still battling. DeRoche moves it for Gould. Gould looking in front of the net. Sends it off the boards. White is there. White turns, gets it down low. In front for White on the feed from Deacon Poot, and it bounces out to center. And here comes Gersoy. He's in behind the defense. Kevin Gersoy, backhand save, Boutier.
Well, the former Sea Dog with a burst of speed. He always has lots of jam against his former teammates. And it's Gersoy. Nice backhand, and Boutier sliding across, absorbing that shot. He tracks the puck so well into his equipment, and he follows it all the way in. No holes between his armpits, and he traps it, holds for the faceoff. A big save by Zach Boutier.
And DeRoche, knowing that he couldn't catch him, instead of trying to hook him or hold him, just sort of let him go, thinking, I'm confident my goalie can make this save. There's no need for me to take a penalty. 4:40 to go. Brady Burns has it. There's a streaking Gay down the left side. He can't accept the pass cleanly. And the Islanders now. Bernard with it. He'll feed it over. Lowen gets it out to center. Beauregard over for LeBlanc down the left side. He's watched there by Villeneuve. Beauregard got the stick up in Villeneuve's midsection. LeBlanc now in behind the goal. It's Johnston. Johnston back to the right point. Lowen works it back in behind the net. LeBlanc skates after it on the left side. LeBlanc chops it back down low with 4 minutes to go in the third period. Will Villeneuve for St. John. Dogs need a pair. Burns circles in his own zone, surveys the situation, chops it ahead. DeRoche. Now Lawrence moves in. Lawrence, the shot, save. Welsh. Rebound was there, but Lawrence couldn't get to it.
Oh, that is such a smart, dangerous play by Josh Lawrence, using the defenseman as his screen. Watch this replay. It picks up Lawrence to his skate to his stick and then fires it right through the legs. Boy, I used to hate players like that would use my defenseman as a screen. That was a quality save by Welsh and a smart play by Josh Lawrence.
Alexandrov didn't see the pass. It was behind him. There's no icing, though, as DeRoche is back there. Waugh as well. Budgel down low. Alexandrov moves in behind the net. Coming in to take the puck away from him is Stairs. Waugh plays it ahead. Josh Dixon likes to pull his goalie, and down by 2. That might be happening imminently, as Boutier took a glance toward the bench. DeRoche is back. Plays it out. Bernard skates back after it. Deep back in his own zone is Trudeau. Johnston over for Bernard. He'll send it ahead, and Budgel tips it in deep. Johnston's first one on it. Met there by DeRoche. Poirier comes up with it for St. John, and he gets it out to center. 2:45 to go. Time ticking away on the Dogs here tonight. The Islanders play it back in. Boutier is going to have to freeze it.
Well, 2:38 left, and as you say, we'll be keeping an eye on the Sea Dog netminder. I suspect we'll see lots of Josh Lawrence and Nicholas Gay. As Lawrence has been absolutely flying out here tonight. Although Gay and Burns with Badalamenti, that line has been pretty good as well. So we'll see who Lawrence or Josh Dixon goes with in these final few minutes.
After opening the season with 3 straight wins on home ice, the Dogs now in jeopardy of losing their 3rd in a row at TD Station. 2:22 to go in the 3rd. 4-2 Charlottetown. They call that an icing. It was a generous call. And play is stopped, and the faceoff comes all the way down in the Charlottetown zone. If you're going to pull your goalie, now might be the time, down by a pair. Faceoff in deep. Doesn't matter if you lose by 2 or 3. Time to go for it.
Just keeping an eye on Josh Dixon. Looks like he's electing to wait. Will he wait till the faceoff is won or lost to make his decision?
And it's a scramble off the faceoff. The Islanders come up with it. They get it to the line, but not out. In front, Gay tried to tip that one that was head high, and Welsh had to be sharp, kicking out the pad to stop it. Beauregard plays it back in his own zone. Lowen with it now. 2 minutes to go. He gets it to Budgel. Knocked away momentarily by Burns, but the Islanders control once again. Lowen backpedaling. Lowen pressured by Badalamenti, who causes a turnover. Burns looks to center. Now there's Boutier heading to the bench, but the Islanders have the puck. Budgel brings it back. Delayed offside here against Charlottetown, and now Boutier can go to the bench. Villeneuve with it. 1.5 to go. Villeneuve over the line. Gay, extra skater, is on the ice for St. John. It's Joshua Ottawa. Villeneuve in the corner, trying to pin it in there deep. Sea Dogs want a face-off. They want a whistle. They're not going to get it. Now they do after a big scrum. And then Bernard has words with the Sea Dog, and he's got him pinned right up against the glass. We'll see what happens here with 74 seconds left in the 3rd period.
Well, Bernard seemed to take exception to William Villeneuve's aggressive footwork along the boards. And as you say, Aaron, they wanted this thing, well,
Sea Dogs have already used their timeout, incidentally, after they scored the 4th goal. So no time to regroup. The puck is down. The Dogs have it. Gay loses it. Burns is after it. It comes back to the left point. Villeneuve is there. Villeneuve slides it to Burns. Now for Gay. Gay on the right side. Poirier. Back to Villeneuve. Back to Poirier. In front for Gay, and he fanned on the one-timer. Gersoy with it. He falls. Coughs it up. Here's Poirier with it on the right side. Poirier with some maneuvering. Drops it off. Deacon Poop back to Poirier to the line. Villeneuve shot. Tipped in front. Deacon Poop runs into the goalie. There's going to be a St. John penalty.
Yes, indeed. And Matt Welsh has been run over a few times. And this time, we'll get the replay. Deacon Poot going to the net. And again, just simply trying to cause havoc and traffic in front of Welsh. Instead, carries into Welsh. And Welsh bowled over, and that is the end of the 6 attackers. Face up deep in St. John territory, and well, they are facing a power play of the Islanders.
And that's going to snuff out any possibility of a St. John comeback here tonight with 30 seconds to go. The Islanders are going to improve to 8-0-1 when scoring 3 or more goals. 20 seconds left. Deacon Poot off for goaltender interference at 19:25. Xavier Bernard LeBlanc, he centers. Badalamenti's after it. Lowen keeps in, works it down deep. Beauregard is there, and time is going to wind down. So the Sea Dogs, after picking up an overtime point last night, lose tonight here on home ice. 4-2 is the final.
Well, what could have been at Lawrence, what we thought was a goal to make it 4-3, could have made a huge difference in this hockey game, but, well, we'll never know that. But Sea Dogs, hard fought, and a pretty decent effort, but come up short against a first place team in the Maritime Division, the Charlottetown Islanders.
The Islanders improved to 9-1-3. They now have 21 out of a possible 26 points. That is very impressive indeed. Final score tonight from TD Station, the Islanders over the Sea Dogs 4-2. Back to wrap in a moment. You're watching the QMJHL on Rogers TV.
Come along, everybody sing a song, lighten up and carry on. It's a brand new day. Everybody come along, everybody sing a song, lighten up and carry on. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day.
I joined because I wanted to help others.
To be a part of something bigger.
To show my kids what's important.
I joined to make my community stronger.
To make a difference in someone's life.
To acknowledge that our freedoms come at a cost.
I joined to honor my mom.
My grandpa.
My neighbor.
Everyone who served.
Who are serving still.
I joined.
I joined.
I joined the Legion.
Well, it's been said that lightning never strikes twice in the same spot. It was a different location tonight. The Sea Dogs were hoping for a similar outcome. After falling behind last night on the island, they rallied and got the game into overtime before losing 7-6. Tonight they were down 4-0, but it was just too much to overcome against one of the top goaltenders in the league, Matthew Welsh.
Yeah, he was a big factor in this victory for the Charlottetown Islanders. He didn't face a lot of shots, Aaron, but he made the quality saves he needed to make to maintain that lead. And the Sea Dogs just couldn't find a way to close the gap.
They thought they had the third goal behind them. They actually did, and they celebrated it. But upon further review, as they say, the goal was disallowed. Josh Lawrence with a little bit of Pele action there at the left skate, evidently.
Yeah, it's one of those borderline sort of plays. It was a pinball off two skates. One was Josh Lawrence, and then the second one off the Charlottetown Islander defenseman Hamel. But as you pointed out, Aaron, they ruled it a kicking motion for Lawrence. Was it redirected? Was it kicked? Anyway, the only decision that counts is the one with the video replay, and he made that decision that would be disallowed.
What is a bit of a cause for concern right now from a St. John perspective is after starting the season like gangbusters on home ice and winning their first 3 games, they've now lost 3 in a row on home ice. Tonight losing to the top team in their division. Now they've got the top team in the league coming in on Wednesday. The road doesn't get any easier.
No, it certainly doesn't, and they'll look back on some games like that Val-d'Or game where, look, that's a game you really feel you've got to win. They didn't get that one. And now they're facing some pretty top teams coming into Harbor Station. They certainly play well here on home ice, but it's the opponent also makes it a tough hill to climb.
Sea Dogs only allowed 24 shots against tonight, but the Islanders take advantage of some power play opportunities, and they skate out of TD Station with a 4-2 victory. The Sea Dogs, though, in this 3 games and 3-day stretch this week, picked up 3 points. The victory over Bathurst on Thursday, the overtime loss last night to these same Islanders in Charlottetown, but they fall tonight 4-2. We're back with you next Saturday night here on Rogers TV from TD Station when the Sea Dogs entertain the Halifax Mooseheads at 7 o'clock. We hope you'll join us then, and don't forget about the local results, federal election coverage beginning Monday evening from the Fredericton studios at 8:30. For Bruce Smith and the entire Rogers TV crew at TD Station in St. John, I'm Aaron Kennedy. Again, the final, the Islanders over the Sea Dogs 4-2. Thanks for watching.